he said lawful traffic, as in anybody else who's not, doesn't have police approved business in the exclusion zone. That's illegal traffic. So Canadians going to their nation's capital to express their disgust with the things being done by the national government, that's illegal. That's illegal traffic right now, according to totalitarian police chief Bell and his enabler, Jim Watson, which is gross. Let's roll that other clip, sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, let's get to that.
Organizers and participants will be held accountable for actions before, during, and after the event. For example, many of the individuals charged in the unlawful protest in February have conditions to not be in Ottawa. Those individuals will be arrested and charged.
Sheila, and we live in a society where a violent offender can be released on like a day pass, unsupervised, and gosh, we really hope he behaves himself. And then people that were charged with minor offenses, parking tickets, idling maybe, these are the public enemy number one contingent, and that Chief Bell is going to have his henchmen go after them. How perverse can you get?
There was another phrase that he used there that I thought was interesting because I immediately recognized it from somewhere else, from another Soviet-style cover-up, and the phrase was exclusion zone. Yes. So that's what they called Chernobyl. That's what they called Chernobyl, and part of the exclusion zone, why it's so big, is because they didn't want people to know what was happening. Yeah. In Chernobyl, they were like, "Oh, nothing's happening in Chernobyl. That fallout that you are seeing on your Geiger counters in Sweden is probably nothing. That wasn't us." And the reason I say it's a cover-up is because if you follow the reporting of the incredible Cosmin Djurdja over at True North, he's probably the only one on this story. The majority of complaints against the Ottawa Police during the convoy are thrown out. Yeah. So this is the Ottawa Police getting complaints against themselves, and they get to vet the complaints before they pass them up to another agency to investigate. And they're just saying, no, these complaints against us, they're unfounded. So they've investigated themselves, and spoiler alert, they found nothing. Instead of actually having an outside force come in and, well, definitely can't be the RCMP, but having an outside agency come in and investigate their actions. And the majority of complaints against the police are for brutality, for how they've treated the peaceful protesters. Public complaints concerning the Ottawa Police Service shot up 324% in the first quarter of the year compared to 2021. Of the 327 complaints received, 84 were related to the Freedom Convoy protests in the city's downtown. In total, the force received 266 improper conduct complaints, 56 excessive force complaints, and 24 complaints of neglect of duty. Of these, only 3% were forwarded to investigation by the Office of the Independent Police Review Director, which oversees complaints and disciplinary hearings. Isn't that crazy? They get to vet the complaints against themselves before they decide they're worth investigating.
Well, Sheila, as they say in Vegas, the fix is in, baby, and that's what's happening here. And you know what? I wonder, to go off on another tangerine here, if a subsection of these bikers, if they donned over their motorcycle jackets oversized BLM T-shirts, right? Saying that, oh, no, we have nothing to do with Rolling Thunder. We're doing a BLM protest. What do you want to bet that suddenly there might be some, editing to the ban of specific vehicles? I really feel that, Sheila. I wish I knew a motorcycle club to do this kind of social experiment, because I think if that were the case, loud motorcycles and the carbon emissions, whatever they're saying to justify this ban, I think it would be, they would turn a blind eye to that group.
I'm just continuing on this story because there's context in here year over year. So in 2021, 8 complaints when they had almost no complaints, but 8 of those resulted in discipline of officers. This year, with that increasing spike in complaints, only 3 officers were disciplined. That shows that they aren't even interested in making sure that police to a certain standard of their own code of conduct. Basically, if you are a protester, a civilian in Ottawa, the police at this point can do whatever the heck they want to you. And there's no recourse. Good luck. If you complain, they're just going to say, we've investigated ourselves, and guess what? Surprise, we did nothing wrong.
It's incredible. And, you know, one of the reasons, too, Sheila, that we have such a big team of rebels going to Ottawa, I hearken back to last Friday. We covered the Leslyn Lewis rally in Mississauga. And what she said was really profound. Given the mainstream media coverage she was watching while the Freedom Convoy was in Ottawa, she actually said to herself, is it safe for me to walk to Parliament Hill? She also mentioned by the tone of the coverage, it was inferring that there was an insurrection taking place, that Canadian sovereignty was on the line. And, you know, she was openly wondering, is this city even a safe place for me to be? And I don't know if we can dredge up the clip of the question I asked Leslyn Lewis. Spoiler alert, she stole a plank from the Pierre Poilievre campaign, which I do not mind because it's so righteous. But that's the thing. You had, you know, Leslyn Lewis, you know, based on how the media was covering a peaceful protest, actually questioning whether she should get out of Dodge. And then when she walked down the street and met the people that were part of the Freedom Convoy, nobody was doing anything illegally. Quite the contrary, Sheila. You know, one of the most endearing sights I saw were members of the convoy walking around with garbage bags, picking up litter, right? That because they didn't want it to become a cesspool. By the way, which is often the end result when you see a leftist protest. Yeah. They just drop their signs, and I guess they expect the magic fairies to come and do garbage retrieval. And they were friendly people. There were bouncy castles, you know, et cetera, et cetera. So this is why we need to get there, because already the vilification of this rolling thunder has begun. And when Olivia, do we have that clip of what Leslyn Lewis said and what the reaction of the people were? It's coming soon, Sheila. And what I'm getting at, I just don't trust what the mainstream media are going to say and report on this rolling thunder convoy, Sheila.
No, of course not. I mean, I was thinking about just the amount of things that the mainstream media got wrong about the convoy. From the very beginning, they got wrong that it was violent. They got wrong that it was white supremacist. They got wrong that it was insurrectionist. But they got it all wrong from their cubicles in Toronto or their fraidy cat, what do they call those? Panic rooms in the CBC, because they wouldn't go down and actually talk to the people in their city. They said that these people were violent when the crime rate went down while they were there. However, police complaints went up, and they are not even reporting on that. It sounds like maybe the police were breaking the law the whole time while the protesters weren't. Remember, they said there were guns found. There were no guns found. Yeah. They said that the majority of the funding was foreign. Maybe this was a Russian-backed thing. Remember, CBC said that twice and had to retract 2 articles about it? When, you get GoFundMe and Give Send Go in front of a committee and they say, no, this majority of it was small donations from Canadians that you wrote off as Russian oligarchs because you're crazy people.
Oh, hey guys, thanks for watching. That's a clip from our Rebel News Daily Livestream where we talk about the news of the day in an unscripted and interactive way. It's co-hosted at noon Eastern or 10 Mountain Standard Time by me on Monday, Tuesdays, and Thursdays. And on Wednesdays and Fridays, we've got rotating co-hosting happening from some of our other on-air talent. So good news, there's something for everybody. We broadcast on YouTube, but if you want the full uncensored version, you're going to have to find us on Rumble, Super U, and Odyssey. And be sure to sign up for our rebelnews.com emails so that you never miss us when we go live.